Alright, y'all. Welcome back. We've got, I think this is the third recording. Gonna try to get through at least another 10, maybe more, depending on how things go. Rounds. The first one up, we've got, oh god, let's see, Maxolotl's Melter versus the still as of yet unnamed hovercraft. Should be interesting. Lots of thump damage and lots of heat damage. The hover's pretty well insulated against that. It's going to depend on how well the melter is insulated against big APS rounds and fire. Those crams, I don't even know where they were going. Oh! Interesting. It looks as if the Sea Whiz is actually capable of taking out a reasonable number of the thump missiles. Not all of them. Sorry for the jet noise in the background. We've got the kitties on training wheels are out today. Looks like that might have thumped off a turret? Yeah, it thumped off the cram there. The thump damage definitely looking nasty, adding up quickly. It's interesting because of the angle of approach on the thump missiles. The gun's not really able to, I guess, see or go after them until they're real close to hitting. It does look like it's taking out one of them, usually? Yeah. This is nasty damage. The melter is on fire. Oh, the missiles have been damaged, actually. I don't know what those incendiary missiles are trying to hit or why they're so bad at it. Hilarious, man. Got a lot of heat, a lot of thump still going out. Oh, alright. Another couple APS rounds. Hard to say what they're aiming for. Looks like center of mass for some reason. Looks like the thump guidance is kind of swapped towards the middle of the ship here. Getting close to damaging a gun. Getting close to damaging two guns, actually. Definitely had a lot of blocks thumped off here. Somehow, kind of winning in the HP wars? Didn't even notice that. I guess that was a below the waterline hit for that incendiary cram. It's gonna burn for a little while. It's got oxidizer. Oh, I don't know if we burnt off or we blew off or we sheared off. Hard to say what happened there, but one of the pontoons is gone. So that's quite a lot of health. I would assume that was probably from the interceptor APS, but it's hard to say. These are the little guidance, I guess, the tracking, but they do in fact get shot down. I think they got called spy planes. Uh-oh, it might be detection blind. It's kind of having trouble with these thumps. Not. Oh no, there they go. Okay, all right, they know where they're going. Still really having trouble getting down to any of the weapons. Looks like, yeah, this gun is still completely intact. That one seems to have lost one of its loaders. The big 1 meter solid shot Sea Whiz looks completely intact too. Not really struggling in terms of staying upright either, but this thing has a ton of redundant fans. Basically everywhere there was a gap, there actually is an up fan. In fact, basically all of them are intact. Looks like a little engine damage maybe. Those thumbsticks do look really cool, man. And they do, like, knock lots of blocks off every time they hit, man. It's just that they're kind of, like, just peeling away, you know, the outer armor. Yeah, that got an engine there. I think there are, like, 6 engines on this thing, though? It's been a while. I don't remember exactly how many engines I put on this. A lot. Enough to keep it from easily going down. How are we looking over here? Well, the missiles are on fire. That's not usually what you want. I love the little rangefinders on the side here for the lasers. That's really cool. Yeah, it looks like something has been kind of, sort of, half-heartedly targeting this central AI, but, like, damage has also been really spread out. Oh, look at that. Some of the... Yeah, the engine's been kind of bonked a little bit here, but nothing too dramatic. Looks like it's pretty much completely intact, honestly. Just a hole through here. Yeah, everything's... I like... The craft are both mostly intact. Really good resilient armor on both of these. It just looks like in terms of HP damage, the hover's kind of up. Well, that makes a bit of a difference. It's a little that's just a little boat, little kayak canoe thing now. I like this straight up just gap here. Good air gap. Alright. Alright, next up we've got Stoutlaws, Laboria, and Factoria up against Jacques Nova. Let's see how this goes. If I recall, the Nova doesn't really have any heat protection. Oh, you know, this might... I think this is the first time we've really seen the laser-guided... Wow, they already kind of thumped a whole turret off. The laser-guided frag salvos. Or maybe they're remote-guided. Oh, they're kind of top attack. Nasty. Wow. Interesting, they kind of just burrowed through here on the side armor, which is an odd choice. Huh, they're a mix of top attack and perpendicular? Maybe only some of them are like remote guided and they come in from the top. It's ended up damaged so many times. Yeah, these look like they turn pretty fast. Oh, they're all kind of turning pretty fast, actually. Nasty frag missile salvos. Oh, it's another gun! I think the Nova only has its torpedoes left. Just, the ones on the front might be dead too. Yeah, very nasty, very, very rapid HP damage from these missile salvos if they don't end up damaged. I think that one probably ended up damaged. Kind of just slow, consistent damage from the APS there. Oddly enough, the kind of Schertzen armor style going to be pretty effective against the torpedoes. I really like the way these launch. Oh, it's a decoy. That's why it just goes up into space. I see. How have the torpedoes been? Oh no, they're not. They're not getting through anything at all over here. Ooh. May have hit some ammo there. Good lord, yeah, the frags just really... Oh. Engine dead. Slowly capsizing. Yeah, I think this is one of the first instances where we've seen these craft really get to kind of do their thing and just hammer away at a target with these torpedoes. It's pretty cool. Or not torpedoes, but missiles. The little heat volley kind of digging in here. Ain't much left of the area where it's aiming. I'm not sure why the AI has picked this as a cluster of blocks, but now it wants to destroy what's left of the superstructure. May have just had a little bit of friendly fire there. They certainly are quite maneuverable. They're able to kind of dodge in and out of range extremely well. The Nova does still technically have torpedoes left. Well, I haven't seen them reload in a while, and they don't seem... Eh, maybe they do know. They may be both sufficiently damaged that they can't fire anymore. I don't know if either has a missile controller intact still. This one probably does. This one doesn't. Yeah. Got 30 seconds or 1% health left, whichever happens first. Cool to finally get to see these frag torpedoes doing, or frag missiles doing work. The craft has gotten extremely unlucky so far. Alright, well, there's the 55. Okay, next up we have the Ekranoplan and the old-timey diner versus the H-47 by pt.3. The diner's still not quite having its shit together. God, the screen space reflections look so good. This is such a perfect fucking game for them. Boom, boom. That's a turret gone. Diner just kind of plugging away. The turret restriction settings on the H-47 seem to be not quite right? Or maybe it's aiming at the diner? Or maybe the AI got taken out? No, they would reset to neutral if that happened. Maybe they clip into armor and break? No, it's definitely... Well, it's another turret dead. It's definitely restriction settings. They don't have them. And they're just kind of sitting there facing whatever direction they get left on, waiting for the Ekranoplan to come back into firing arc. That's a bummer. Oh, that one's proper dead now. Looks like the diner got a turret snipe as well. Wonder if that was AI or heat or... It might have been EMP, honestly. Ekranoplan coming back in. 1, 2. Kind of went for some spread out, centralized damage there, it looks like. That's a hole right through the damn craft. Oh, look at that. I see the, Oh, okay, no, this is just, diffuse detection. Or, processing power. Okay. It is a lot of blocks, so I see why it would go for it. This turret in the back that's already dead, still being hammered by the diner exclusively, almost. So funny, man. The H series by Kevin Try are all so fast for being kind of large water-based ships. They are just extremely fast and maneuverable. That seems to be a consistent trend, actually, with their entries. They're just really maneuverable, really fast craft every single time. Which is hilarious, given that they're kind of Onyx watchy. See how the ekranoplans looking here. Kind of damage we've taken. Honestly, I expected to see more damage on it. I mean, I guess a couple of guns were taken out pretty quick, but it looks like the rear's holding up fine. Custom jets aren't really damaged. It's looking mostly intact. Old Ronald looking pretty good here. About to do a motherfucker. Okay, well, that was kind of mean. The diner can't shoot at that turret anymore. It's dead. Oh, man. And then a hit to the back of the turret here from the diner seems to have disconnected the gauge snake. See if we can find the block that was hit. Where's the gauge increaser that broke you, bud? You look like you should be okay. What? Where? Down below? Something's broken somewhere. Unclear where. Oh, well, the whole turret's dead now. EMP must have fried it. Sure enough. Oh. The AI is touching a heavy armor block that's touching a piece that goes all the way up to the top of the turret. Oh dear. Yeah, without a surge protector somewhere in line there to save your local weapon controllers, they're going to get fried. I imagine the turret caps themselves probably have surge protectors, and that's what they were relying on. It just seems like they either got bypassed or killed. Coming in for another swing on the ekranoplan, and then we'll call it since there's no weapons left. Such big the combination of Thump and HE is just so satisfying to watch. Okay, next we have the Naked Redemption by Cerulean Sky going up against the Tyronis. Let's see how this goes. Tyronis' pack, never mind, Tyronis' pack can absolutely fire at that angle. This is interesting. It's kind of the two other pack entries. We had 3 pack entries. That's so goddamn cool. You don't often see packs. Ooh, wow, alright. Oh no. All these blocks, all this confetti, and all that matters is that a single pack tube right here, right there, right at the end, right at the very rear, got hit. And now Cerulean Skies Naked Redemption is functionally weapon dead because the pack's gonna blow itself up. Oh no. Yep. I mean, it can still hit and hit hard. It's just every time it fires, the pack is going to spaghettify a little bit more of its own components. Although, what did it break here? Ah. Oh. Why? Okay. It looks like it's still just that arm that's damaged, though. The others seem intact. Hopefully. And it did take some chunks out of the armor here. Tronos' missiles truly do not have a shot in getting through the lambs. God, I really wish that the Naked Redemption just had a small or even like a burst laser that just drained some of the cavities every 10 seconds or so. That pack is looking real damaged at this point. Yeah, more pack parts. Pack just kind of slowly ripping itself apart. A little bit of offensive laser splashed in, a little bit of added resiliency. Oh, that's the show. The whole thing's dead. Yeah, I killed the base block for it. Well, okay, now we've got the double entry from Jacques. The double Aerostars going up against the Laboria and Factoria from Stoutlaw. See how this one works out. Kind of cool. One of the first double versus double. The smaller entries did have a slight, I think it was like 15%, not much. Whew. Rubber. You don't want to see rubber. Actually, what Oh, his deco is rubber on. I see. Okay, all right, that's what the rubber was. Never mind. The double entries had about a 15%, I believe, material and volume advantage to make up for the fact that you have to make largely unused blocks in the hull shaping, maneuver, etc. Since especially at this volume, double entries tend to be pretty significantly disadvantaged, in my opinion, against single larger entries. Boy, those missiles are really scary. It's just that the launchers seem to be, ironically enough, some of the most protected, I would say, launchers in the entire tournament have been the ones that are getting damaged most often. Like, they've got blocks in front of them, they're recessed into the hull, they've got the actual, aerodynamic hatched gantries to try to protect them, and they still have had just miserable luck with getting sniped off. Looks like one of the Aerostars is DQing itself. Oh, it's probably this one. I wonder if it's been damaged to the point where it can't turn in. It's trying. It's not doing a good job. It's very bouncy. It's very damaged. It's going to be very nuke in a second or two here. Bye, friend. Yeah, the render distance mod makes nukes way fucking cooler. So what do we got going on over here? Everything kind of switching targets up. Our nasty missile volleys coming in. Definitely not great to lose 50% of your entry. This gun looks awfully disabled unless it's on a reload cycle. Oh no, something hit it from the rear. Doesn't look like it should be completely disabled, though. It might just be reloading. We do still have torps. We do still have incendiary missiles, which seem to be kind of splitting their hatred between the two here. Doesn't look like they have quite enough fuel oxidizer between the two, or between themselves, to really do too much damage to these. And it also looks as if the heat rounds from its APS, well, chemical rounds ain't gonna get jack shit done against these things. Not for a while, at least. Or unless they come in from above, which we have seen. I love how fast and kind of bouncy these things are. These things are so fun to watch because of that. Like, it very nearly wants to be an airplane. Oh, the ring shield. It really wants to be an airplane. It's just not quite good enough at it. Oh no, there's the engine. We're gonna see the zoom slow down. No, little friend, go. Go. Oh, that's sad. They have a really cool silhouette from the top. It's interesting, they're really narrow at the rear, really wide towards the mid and the front. They're almost like one of those little handheld glass knives or something like that. That kind of like a arrowhead, like a broad arrowhead. Capsizing seems to have made it considerably harder to hit. Oh yeah, almost all of it's under the water. Well, I think I'm gonna call it at that. Well, its small missiles are still kind of able to hit, so we'll... Oh, hey, the other ring shield. I think they're in line, so when one goes, it takes out both of them anyway. A weird little trick for ring shields is you want to stagger them so that they're not in line with each other. That way, when one goes, they don't blow up all of your ring shield systems. You also want to make sure they're not in line with anything important, too. But they're such a weird block. They don't need all the drawbacks that they have, considering they're just worse than normal shields. Okay, now we've got the Nova Destroyer by Jacques going up against Maxolotl's double entry, the Toaster and the Bombardier. I have concerns about the integrity of the firepower on this thing versus... Oh, did both of the torpedoes immediately die to EMP? No. Okay. Because we've got... This entry is so good at testing craft for different armor shortcomings and weaknesses. And I feel like it's going to find them. It's found them on basically every craft it's gone up against. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, the EMP, the incendiary, the heat, the frag, like something's going to do it. And at the very least, it's always very fun to watch those missiles come in. Love me some party mix. The detection still holding up on the Nova. I really love the multicolored missiles. It's very festive, actually, very Christmassy, very appropriate. All right, the detection's been hit here. Looks like we've still got a little bit left. Looks like the guns have been hit, but nothing internally done. The outer armor just holding up spectacularly. Whoa, we're looking very on fire over here suddenly. I guess we do have reinforced decking on the top. Reinforced decking and alloy. our favorite ultra flammable combo. That's a torpedo pod gone. Honestly, holding up really well against the EMP jolts, even against the heat in this instance, since it's mostly above the waterline. Holding on to basically all of its APS firepower. The only thing I think we've lost is some of the torpedo pods. The torpedo pods, of course, a little tragic. Probably would have been great with a variable thruster secondary torpedo pod. It does mean you get one less munition or guidance part, but it also means that you can hit flying craft, which is important. They really exaggerate their collision avoidance. You know, honestly, it's a good thing. Honestly, it's a good thing. I'd rather be that level of safe than the usual bonk we encounter in these events. Nova definitely getting weathered away in terms of health, though. It's interesting. This double entry strikes a really interesting balance of doing a lot of superficial health damage and just kind of weathering the HP of craft, while also looking for weapon weak points. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it's been working really well for it. Looks like we've got some custom jet damage because we're drag assing here. Take a look, see what we've got. Really not much. It's just like 2 exhausts. This almost looks more like a PID setting issue. The ones in the back are all fully intact. Unless there's like a bunch of internal damage that you can't see. No. No, they look fine. The PID waveform just looks to be a little bit you know, it's probably slow to react for the sake of stability. So I get it. Oh man, the Nova really getting weathered away here. I think the second torpedo... No, it's alive somehow still. Does look like we lost a turret at some point. Probably to the cap just getting fucking weathered away. Oh no, the whole turret is dead. Okay. Maybe the heat is finally getting through, or we've lost enough surge protectors that, well, no, because they're not one. These aren't 1 meter turrets. These are 3 meter turret base blocks. So even if it was built on the AI, presumably it wouldn't go away. The one who toasts actually had lost a little bit of its firepower. Okay. Alright, well that looks like it's going to go to Maxolotl's dual entry. Okay, next up we've got the H-48 going up against Maxolotl's Arrogance. Yeah, let's see how this ends up going. A lot of big weapons on the H-48, a lot of redundancy, just not so much redundancy so much as saturation of fire. There are a lot of shells going downrange, and they're pretty high velocity. I'm expecting that most are going to be able to hit. That said, we have really witnessed this thing putting out a ton of plasma damage. Oh, well, the missile controller. I don't know if that's for all of them. Might be. It's definitely blown up, and these definitely are not firing. So it may be for all of them. Bummer to lose the missile so fast. A lot of plasma going out still. Doesn't look like it's hit turret caps or anything. We're largely still aiming for superficial blocks here. It is kind of burrowing through towards this turret here, midship. Oh, we have switch targets. Long reload cycle on the 48. Real close in HP so far. I think it's just going to come down to whether or not the Arrogant stays airborne and controlled, and or whether or not it loses all of its plasma firepower. You know, obvious, that one. Given how much damage the plasma is able to put out, it's absolutely capable of just popping these caps off, but not when it wants to shoot below decks. I wonder if it doesn't have aim above the waterline turned on. Would explain why it's going for these weird body shots. There's not really a reason. Oh. Nah, just detection popped off there. Arrogance down to 80% firepower. I'm going to assume that's from the lost missiles still. It looks like everything is able to fire. Definitely getting... Ooh, hey, that's AI. You can see the shells coming in. Oh, one dead turret. Ooh. Hitting the wing now. Have turned to get new armor. Facing the... Ooh, oh man, the 48. Definitely good. Yeah, we just lost another entire turret cap there, and that thing's just gone. So I suppose that means we are down to 2. Nope, 3. Okay, it just finished the job on the same turret that it already disabled. Now, you gotta love the AI's block prioritization. That third turret doesn't seem to have a firing arc. How are we looking on the 48 after seeing that big ass volley of hatred? Oh man. Yeah. Not looking good for the Arrogance. It wants to keep... You know, plasma gets reduced damage underwater. Part of the problem. The other part of the problem is just that its strength against the H-48 would be finding and popping turret caps, which, with its ability to, you know, just thump them off. Doing this damage below the waterline, it's getting good health damage in, but the damage just isn't consequential. Kind of exactly where the 48 wants to be hit. Is that kind of mid-ship, mid-depth belt. It's where all of its armor is. Where did... The time is up, the Arrogance has vanished. Okay. Well, the H-48 did have more health. But wait. Okay. So this should be interesting. We've got Stout Laws, Laborian Factoria going up against Maxolotls, Melter, which should be fun. It's really going to depend, I think, on whether or not we're able to hang on to all the missile firepower. The top attack Thump, I think, are going to be very problematic. They just have a very high likely... Oh, man, all the frags missed their first volley. That's really unfortunate. It also is unfortunate. It looks like the Thump missiles have chosen the other missile craft as the main target. Looks like those frag missiles were all on target, though. Yeah, kind of burrowing a hole back here. Oh, you know, that's some engine. It doesn't look damaged. This is damaged, but it held. This is damaged, but it held. So we're not dead in the water yet. This is this one can't burn anymore. The boiler, that is. Nice steam engine. Ooh, those thumps were way off. More frags coming in. Okay, yeah. That engine's pretty dead. And that gun also largely defanged. Not putting out much damage up front. I guess we do have the heat missiles and the APS from the sister craft over there. Thump. The Thump missiles are largely targeting below deck. That's really going to work out. Well, okay, alright. Yeah, right here. Got some interceptors thumped off. We are getting close to disabling the large salvo of missiles available here. I really like the way these things launch. That's really cool to watch. Uh-oh. Yep. There went. We've already damaged. That's probably a solid third, I'd say, of the missile firepower. Single thump shot. And we're getting to the point now where the heat rounds are going to start getting through as well, provided they're aimed above water. the whole... Oh, I just saw heat frags go, like, straight through this craft. That's not what you want to see. Yeah, we lost another missile. We got holes and gantries over here. Oh, no! The Melter, though, seems to have lost one of its pontoons. It is engine dead. Oh, okay, the missile firepower is starting to take damage. God, it might be too little too late, though. Oh, no. The guidance component for a lot of those frag missiles is looking gone. Please do not bonk. Please? Thank you. But that thump just decided it didn't want to. The Melter may be detection blind. It's, those thumps are not looking like they're on top. Oh, it's sinking. I don't think we've seen this sink before. Well, that's quite unexpected. This thing has been very resilient to sinking. I guess enough holes were just poked in it that it doesn't have buoyancy anymore. Wow, cool. Okay, now we have Cordillier's Turbo Pack going up against the hovercraft. The pack does not give a shit about the weird, bizarre ablative armor we saw kind of slow down the melter's damage earlier. Let's see what that means. Ouch. What it means is all those blocks immediately gone. That is a dead cram. Yeah, that's a pretty good first shot, huh? Hell yeah. Imagine it just kind of poked through. Yeah, poked through here, took out the turret base. Although it looks like the turret base and the cram had enough health to stop that block. Or the pack from propagating any further. I guess it's the hover's turn to deal some damage now. See how much damage it can deal. I don't know how meaningful the... Oh, well, that's a dead gun. I don't know how meaningful the deep-reaching damage from the hover is going to... Ooh, wow. I really love pack shots because of that. That one was less important. Doesn't look like it got anything but armor. Where did it hit? It looked like it came from the rear. It did not. Came from here? No. Well, no, I'm not sure where it hit. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess right there-ish. So it might have been aiming for a weapon. Yeah, I don't know if the deep penetrating rounds from the hovercraft are really going to matter much against the turbo pack, the Tyranus here. Most of Caradier is under the waterline in terms of important components, that big pack. Okay, we may have capsized it already. Never mind, the deep-reaching guns were important for breaching flotation chambers. It's down to 44% firepower already as well. Another big hit on a cluster of blocks that was... Okay, so this one hit a fan, but that's not... That's... This thing doesn't fall out of the sky. It's too redundant. Targeting those is really not helpful for an AI. These stupid fucking AP spam. That's a really nasty fire going, though. And it has more fuel added to it now. Oh my god, both crams hit. Okay, well... I imagine now it's just a matter of time before this fire reaches all the way to the pack and burns up the craft. Those crams have a ridiculous amount of fuel and oxidizer. Another huge armor hit. Like, every time it hits, you know, a noticeable percentage of the health of the craft just vanishes. It's just not hitting the right blocks, man. Oh no! It's got a little tiny blade now. The first shot was great. It just stopped finding guns after that first shot. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's aiming for. Back to watching the fire. Oh! We're down to the heavy armor. It is really cooking. That's a hell of a fire. Oh, it's dead. It burned up. Well, I suppose that's a firepower death. Watching the fire is very fun, though. I'm not a huge fan of how strong a damage type it is and how little sense it makes, but it is very fun to watch. Okay, so this is going to be a real interesting one. This is going to be the Ekranoplan versus the Toaster team. See how this ends up going. I think it's mostly going to come down to who targets what kind of damage is able to be done to what. Oh boy. That's a dead gun. Look at all the blocks, man. Oh, I love confetti like this. Just the absolute best. Having to collision avoid over on the the diner slash fast food entry. Oh, I guess this is just team fast food, huh? Boy, the collision avoidance really doing some special things. You gonna stop? Ugh. Doesn't look like the Ekranoplan's gonna be able to line that shot up. You done being an idiot? Not sure which one the Ekranoplan's trying to line up with now. Getting peppered by small missiles. Gonna lose a lot of health that way, actually, I imagine. There are some decoys out in the winglets. And even some chaff that turns on only when missiles get close. Boy, look at all those small fires. I don't think the Ekranoplan can naturally catch up to... Oh, don't bonk, guys. Please don't bonk. I think this is the wrong target for the Ekranoplan to be going after. It's just... Well, that said... Boy, we are fucking burnt to a crisp up top. Boom, boom, baby. All right. Going for the same cluster of blocks back here. Oh. And eliminating whatever this cluster of blocks was. That's just no longer there. Okie dokie. Ooh, there's AI there. Spooky. Doesn't... I mean, okay, no, the diner's been getting shot at. All right. Beautiful little diner clock. Coffee, burger, and soda. It's classic. It's also trying to hit the toaster way off in the distance. Granted, kind of everything's in the distance. It needs to play catch up here. I think, is the plane just chasing the toaster? Is that what's happening? And instead of targeting what's closest, it's shooting way off in the distance at the diner. Oh dear. Okay, we're turning around and maybe kind of sorta gonna be able to consolidate and group up again. Maybe we're just gonna bonk. No, we've narrowly avoided bonking. You know, with how blackened from Incendiary and Frag Ronald is here, I'm amazed it's lost as little health as it has. Ooh. No! The pavilion! At least most of the drum kit's still intact. Uh-oh. Immediately started fires because we blew into the steam engine. I think that's going to be the toaster in the water. Oh, wow. The HE had enough damage propagation that it destroyed the cram turret. One of them did it. I'm not sure which one would have fired first, but it would have been like thump and then HE. So maybe this got thumped out of the way and then HE blew into there. It's hard to say, but I don't think it has much in the way of backup power. Looking pretty slow. Holy. That's quite the slowdown. Oh, we got another just huge detonation. Oh my god. Oh, wow. I think that's almost the entire missile. Oh, that's so wild. It blew out like all the ammo. It blew a hole straight through the craft. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, yup. It's sunk. Wow. Oh, it's AI dead. Okay. Holy shit. Oh, and then the one who toasts got DQ'd. Meanwhile, this idiot. Alright, and I think this is going to be the final match for this recording session. We have got Project Nightstorm going up against the Naked Redemption. That was a nice pack shot. I think it managed to just barely miss the turret neck. Oh man, you hate to see it. The Nightstorm has extremely consistent damage. However, the Lambs might actually be able to stop most of the APS. Huh. The Lambs plus the shielding. Kind of doing an alright job here. Looks like that targeted the superstructure. You hate to see it. Uh-oh. That is a whole lamb emitter gone. And now we're smoking, which won't help the lambs one bit. Another shot out. Wait, do packs? No way. That'd be cool if it did. Okay. Looks like another whiff from the pack. If it keeps in a chasing format like this, that's very much in the favor of the Naked Redemption. Oh, the pack is damaged. Saw it immediately blow a hole through itself here. Doesn't look like a particularly nasty place for a pack pipe to be damaged. The damage should just keep propagating out, down. Hopefully, theoretically, presumably, not doing more damage to the pack itself. Does not look like it did, although I saw 2 going down, so it's actually 2 packs that are damaged here. Really don't love to see that. We still have not managed hit a turret somehow. Oh no. I haven't seen the pack go off for a little bit here. There it went. Okay, it is 2 damage tubes, yeah. Doesn't look like the pack has taken any additional damage for the time being, at least. It's still intact. Well, 2 of 4 tubes are still intact, so it's kind of sitting at, well, yeah, about 54% firepower, actually. Firing pretty quickly. It's doing what you want a pack craft to do. It's just not. Aim point is not being kind. Hey, it really, it's just firing with extreme prejudice against this tower. I have to wonder if it targets hot blocks. There are decoys up here. And man, a Pierce pack is going to have a hell of a time hitting all 4 of those decoys. Yeah, it's got to be what's going on. Not a lot of actual damage done to either craft here in the 5-minute time span, but 5.5. But the heat decoy is really putting in some exceptional work here, I think. Oh man, what a bummer. It did manage to take out half the heat decoys. It would be so interesting if each pack line, or tube rather, could have a different damage type. So the long lens that's in this, you know, could have like 1 thump, 1 HE, 1 pierce, 1 EMP. Just, you know, party mix your packs. That'd be kind of sick.